Hello friends, my name is Parsuram Patel and today we will discuss the topic Zero Order Hold Sampling ZOH. Zero Order Hold Sampling. It is also known as practical reconstruction. Okay, so here we will start. The Zero Order Hold ZOH is a mathematical model of the practical signal reconstruction. Okay. uh, as we have to see here, this is the continuous time signal xt, and these are the samples at different time instant, and you can observe in this diagram that value at this point instant and value at this point instant is different, and there is a sudden jump from this value to this value. That is, here we cannot say what the signal value is in between sampling times. This may be troublesome when times are long. If there is a long duration between two continuous signals, between two continuous samples, if there is long gap, then what will happen? We will get sudden change in value between these 2 points, and to avoid these things we have used the zero order hold sampling. Okay, so here zero order hold is a popular interpolator. A zero order hold ZOH filter is a more practical way to generate a sampled signal. True impulses are tough to generate. Here you can see the xt, and these vertical lines, dotted lines, are samples at different time instant. So here we will use the zero order hold. What is the meaning of zero order hold? Here suppose at this point instant there is some value, then this value will continue till the next samples. Okay, so in this technique a given sample is hold for an interval until the next sample is received. That is, zero order hold samples xt at given instant and holds that value until the next instant at which a sample is taken, as illustrated in figure. Here you can see, suppose this is the point at time t equal to 2 ts. So at 2 ts there will be some value this, and this value will hold till 3 ts. Okay, that is, value at any instant will hold till next samples. It will hold till one sampling duration, that is ts. Sometimes it can be said as t. Okay, so this value will continue up to that duration, this value will continue up that duration, and value at this point will be continue at this point. Okay, and at this point this value will continue till duration ts. Okay, so here we are holding the value of an instant to the next sample. Okay, till the sampling time ts. So that's why we are saying here zero order hold. Okay, so this is the signal xt. It will pass through the zero order hold filter, then will we get these types of pulses, rectangular pulses. This value, again this value up to time instant ts, and this value up to time period ts, again this value up to time period ts, means till next sample this value will be continued. Okay, so here you have seen the, again you can see in this technique a given sample is hold for an interval until the next sample is received. Okay, so mathematically x naught t, okay, here in suffix it is 0, x naught t, that is the output of zero order hold. So here output of the zero order hold x naught t can be written as, here output of the zero order hold x naught t can be written as xn, where n is the integer multiple of sampling time or periodic time t. So here n can be any integer 0, 1, 2, 3. So this value will be x naught t, that is output of the zero order hold, is equal to xn, where n lie between nt to n plus 1 within the bracket times t. Here this will be only less than. Okay, nt less than or equal to n, less than n plus 1 times t. Okay, suppose n equal to 0, then it will be 0 to t. Okay, this value will continue. Okay, including this value and not including this one. So here it will be less than or equal, here it will be only less than. Okay, so in particular we can see here x naught t is equal to x naught, okay, for time t between 0 and t. So here it is including 0 and excluding time t, okay. Xt, that is from t to 2t, x of 2t, it will be during the time period 2t to 3t, including 2t and excluding 3t, okay. So here we can see here in this diagram, okay, suppose this is the value at time t equal to 0, so it will continue up to time capital T. This value is up to time this value is at time t equal to capital T, it will hold up to time 2t, and this value is at time t equal to 2t, it will hold, it will continue till 3t. This value is at 3t, it will continue till 4t, okay. Here it has been shown in mathematically, okay. So what we are doing here, this is the st, that is continuous time signal. This is the impulse function, sampling function pt. So this is the impulse train, that is sampling function pt, and this is the multiplier. So pt and st both are input to the multiplier, and we will get the sampled signal at the output of the multiplier, and that is the xpt. This is the sampled signal using the impulse train sampling, okay. Now this sampled signal xpt, this is the discretized sequence, that is x of nts. Yes, simply we can write xpt as xn. This discretized sequence will pass through the zero order hold, that is h naught t, and this is the response of zero order hold filter, okay. So this is an LTI system, that is a filter, and this filter is having the value 1 up to time period t. So it is a rectangular pulse. So an LTI system filter with a rectangular impulse response, okay. So h naught t is the response of zero order hold h naught t, and value of this is 1 up to time period t, okay, capital T, okay. So this is a rectangular pulse, and this sampled signal xpt discretized sequence will pass through zero order hold, and it will give the result x naught t, that is x naught t is the output of the zero order hold. Now this output is not proper, because we will use the smoothing filter, because here the output of the zero order hold consists of higher order harmonics. To remove the harmonics, the output of the zero order hold is applied to a low pass filter. Here it is the low pass filter, okay, as shown in figure. This filter is often called a smoothing filter, because it tends to smooth the corners on the step approximation generated by the zero order hold. So here we have used the zero order hold, and this is the output of the zero order hold, but this output is not smooth, because at the corners there are spikes. To remove that spikes, we have to use the low pass filter. Here it is the low pass filter, to get the exact output, okay, that is exact signal, that continuous time signal xt here. So here it is the zero order hold, and output of this zero order hold is input to the, here it is the input to the low pass filter. Why this low pass filter is used? For smoothing purpose, to remove the harmonics of this zero order hold, okay, because the output of zero order hold consists of higher order harmonics. To remove those harmonics, the output of zero order applied to a low pass filter, as shown in figure, okay. This filter is often called a smoothing filter. This filter is known as smoothing filter. Then we will get the exact, we will record the exact signal as the continuous time signal xt. So this diagram, this whole diagram, this is the multiplier, this is the sample signal, discretized signal passing through the zero order hold, and this output of the zero order hold goes to the input of the smoothing filter. It is a reconstructive filter, it is a low pass filter, and we will get the output xt, which is exactly same as xt. This is the recorded signal, okay. So we have cascaded two filter here. One is zero order hold filter and other is smoothing filter. There are two filters, they are cascaded to each other, that is output of this is input to the this one. The combination of these two is a ideal low pass filter. Okay. Now here you can see the frequency response of smoothing filter. This filter, that is reconstruction filter, low pass smoothing filter. So this is the frequency response of smoothing filter. The value of this filter is changing like this. Okay, and the frequency range is minus omega s by 2 to omega s by 2. Okay. This value is nearly 1 at plus minus omega s by 2. Okay, and here this is not a flat response. Okay, because we have to remove the harmonics of this filter. That's why we have used this filter. Okay, smoothing filter. And this is the phase response of that filter, which is linear phase changes during the frequency minus omega s by 2 to omega s by 2 during this. Okay, it is changing from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Okay, magnitude and phase of the reconstruction filter for a zero order hold. So here you can see the impulse response of zero order hold is given by 1 up to time period capital T from 0 to t. So you can see here this value 1 is during a step, and the duration of this step is 0 to t. So impulse response of zero order hold is a rectangular pulse. This is the rectangular pulse, and value of this rectangular pulse is 1, and pulse width is t. This is a step. So this impulse response of zero order hold h naught t can be converted in terms of step function. That is, here we can use the gate function. So h naught t mathematically can be written as ut minus of ut minus t. Okay, it is the one up to time period capital T. Okay, so it can be written as you know the gate function, that is ut minus a minus ut minus b. Here in place of a it is 0, and in place of b it is b, that is value t. Okay, so h naught t can be written as ut minus u of t minus t. Okay, so now we have to find the transfer function of this zero order hold. So this is the impulse response, that is a rectangular pulse during 0 to t. So it can be written as ut minus u of t minus t. And now we have to find the transfer function of this zero order hold. Transfer function means frequency response. So we have to find the Fourier transform of this h naught t. Okay, as Laplace transform is easy to compare to the Fourier transform, so here we will use the Laplace transform. And we know relation between the Fourier transform and Laplace transform. Fourier transform is Laplace transform at frequency s equal to j omega. Suppose we are finding the Laplace transform of this expression, then we will get the h naught s. And if we will replace that variable s by j omega, then we will get the h naught j omega. We have to find the Fourier transform of that. But instead of finding the Fourier transform, we are using here Laplace transform, and we will replace the variable s by the j omega. Okay, so here impulse response is ut minus u of t minus capital T, and we have to find the Fourier transform of this, Laplace transform of this. Okay, after finding the Laplace transform, we will replace s by j omega to get the Fourier transform. Okay, so we know Laplace transform of ut is 1 by s, and Laplace transform of ut minus t is 1 by s times a to the power minus st, using the time shifting property of Laplace transform. You know, if Laplace transform of st equal to xs, then Laplace transform x of t minus capital T will be e to the power minus st xs. So using the time shifting property, we can write here 1 by s minus e to the power minus st times 1 by s. So we have got the Laplace transform of impulse response h naught t, and that is h naught s, which is 1 minus e to the power minus st upon s. But we have to find the Fourier transform. So we know that Fourier transform is Laplace transform at s equal to j omega. So we will replace this s with j omega. Then we will get the Fourier transform h naught j omega, and that will be 1 minus e to the power minus j omega t upon j omega. We will take the common here. Here we will take the common e to the power minus j omega t by 2. Okay, if we will copy this e to the power minus j omega t by 2, we will take the common by this factor, then we will get 1 divided by e to the power minus j omega t by 2, that is e to the power j omega by omega t by 2. If we will multiply these two functions, then we can say this power in plus, this power minus, plus minus 0 means e to the power 0 1, and we have taken this one is common from e to the power minus j omega t, then we will get e to the power minus j omega t by 2. So we have taken common from this numerator, and the common function is e to the power minus j omega t by 2. After that we have find this one. Okay, now what we have to do, we have to use the Euler's identity here. As we know, Euler's identity, e to the power j alpha is equal to cos alpha plus j sin alpha, so we will use the Euler's identity here. Okay, so here e to the power minus j omega t by 2 divided by j omega as it is, and this can be expanded as this e to the power j omega t by 2 using the Euler's identity, and this minus of e to the power minus j omega t by 2 using Euler's identity. Here cos omega t minus cos omega t by 2 will cancel out, and then we will get twice j sin omega t by 2. This twice j, and here it is j and j will be cancelled. Then you can write here e to the power minus j omega t by 2 divided by omega sin omega t by 2. But we have to write this expression in terms of sinc function, and we know what is the sinc function. Sinc theta is equal to sin theta upon theta. Sinc x is equal to sin x upon x. You can see the argument of this sin function is omega t by 2. So we have to convert this in sinc function, because we know the Fourier transform of pulse is always a sinc function. So we are finding the Fourier transform of this sequence, so it will be a sinc function. Here argument inside the sign is omega t by 2, so here we have to take the omega t by 2, and to balance this t, here we have multiplied by t. So this expression can be converted as t times sin omega t by 2 divided by sin omega t by 2 into e to the power minus j omega t by 2, and this is the Fourier transform of rectangular pulse, that is impulse response of zero order hold. This is 2 pi upon omega. Here you can see, here capital T is the sampling period Ts. Here Ts and T both are same. Here T is the fundamental period, and that is the sampling period here. So Ts can be written as 2 pi upon omega s. So where here we can write in place of T equal to 2 pi upon omega s, in place of this T is also 2 pi upon omega s, in place of this T 2 pi upon omega s. Here in all expression we have to replace the T by 2 pi upon omega s. Okay, we have to introduce here sampling frequency omega s. So we will get this relation as equation number 3. Okay, h naught j omega is equal to 2 pi upon omega s, within the bracket this sinc function at pi omega upon omega s into e to the power minus j pi omega upon omega s. So this is the Fourier transform, that is the system transfer function of zero order hold. Okay, now again look at this diagram. Here it is the zero order hold. In time response we are giving the discretized sequence xpt, that is x and t. Simply we can write xn to the zero order hold, and we are getting the output in time domain x naught t. In terms of frequency, xpt can be written as xp j omega. H naught t, that impulse response of zero order hold, can be written as h naught j omega, and x naught t can be written as x naught j omega. So if we have to find this output x naught t in time domain, so what we have to do? We have read earlier that if input is in time domain and it is passing to the system, then it will be a convoluted relation between these two. Okay, so in time domain we are giving the input xpt, that is sampled signal, and here impulse response of zero order filter is h naught t. So output h naught t in time domain will be convolution of these two sequences. So here what we can do, here we can write xpt in terms of x and t. See, sometimes I have written here ts and here t. Here both capital time T and capital Ts both are same. Ts is the sampling period, that is the fundamental period T here. So here we have to find the convolution of this. So simply you can see direct here xpt. Here we will replace variable t by nt. So sum of these two independent variable must be t. Sum of these two independent variable must be t. Okay, so here if it is n into capital T, so here it must be t minus capital T. So here we have to write t minus nt. Okay, here it should be t minus nt. So nt plus t minus nt, it will be t. So we have to find the convolution here. So this variable t is replaced by nt, and this variable t will be t minus nt. Sum of these two independent variables, that is nt and t minus nt, these two must be n. Okay. So we have find the convolution. So this is sum of n equal to minus infinity to infinity x nt, convolution h naught t minus nt. Correct here, n times capital T. Okay, taking transform both sides. So we have read the convolution property that if two signals are convoluted to each other, then transform of that convolution will be product of their spectrum. Here xpj omega, that is the spectrum of x nt, discretized, that is sampled signal. So here xp omega is the transfer function of x nt, that is Fourier transform of x nt, and here h naught j omega is the Fourier transform of h naught t. Okay, so xp j omega Fourier transform of x, that is spectrum of x, and capital H naught is the spectrum of h naught, that is impulse response of zero order hold. So if two signals are convoluted, then their transform will be multiplication of their individual spectrum, their individual transform. So xp naught j omega can be written as xp into h naught. So h naught transfer function will be ratio of output to input in frequency domain. Here x naught is the output of zero order hold, and here xp is the input to the zero order hold. Okay, so output of the zero order hold divided by input to the zero order hold, that is sampled signal xp, will be h naught, that is transfer function is the ratio of these two. So we can write here this. We have already find the h naught here in equation number 3. This expression of equation number 3 will come here. So we can relate output of the zero order hold and input with the Fourier transform of impulse response of zero order hold. Okay, so here we can get x naught by cross multiplying this relation, and after we will take inverse Fourier transform of x naught to get the reconstructed, that is actual signal xt. Okay, the output of zero order hold consists of say higher order harmonics. To remove these harmonics, the output of zero order hold is applied to a low pass filter as shown in figure B. This filter is often called a smoothing filter because it tends to smooth the corners on the step approximations generated by the zero order hold. Corners on the step approximation generated by the zero order hold. You can see here in this figure number B. In this figure, here it is the output of zero order hold, but this is approximated signal. This is not matched with this signal xt. We have not recovered here properly because any sample here, the duration of sample, that is the streamer points left and right, that is starting at the end of the pulse, we will get some spike. So smooth that, for smoothing purpose we have used this low pass filter. Okay, that is also known as reconstruction filter. Okay, thank you. This topic is over and we will stop here. Okay.